welcome back to another video. So big disclaimer and just a heads up, this is not a tutorial. I repeat, this is not a tutorial. I mentioned in the other videos that I have no intentions of making tutorials on this channel, so if you're looking for tutorials or a tutorial on how to draw chibis, this is not it, okay? It's just, I will not have any tutorials technically on this channel except for that one sticker tutorial that I made like a while back. So yeah, if you're looking for tutorials, you can just click off of this video because this ain't it. Okay, so I am going to be talking about how I draw chibis, but not in a way that's like a tutorial. I'm going to probably just talk about tips and how I learned how to draw my chibis, or how you can approach learning how to draw chibis. I'm going to talk about it in a very general way, so I'm not going to do specifics like learning how to draw the body per se, or like how to attach the legs or the arms, or I guess like eye placement and all that. Okay, so that will be all like fundamental stuff that you should do your research on, look up at other videos and all that. So this particular video is just going to be how I approach chibis. So I'm going to draw a random chibi while we're going to be talking about this. So I'm going to be doing it on the iPad just because I'm still in a traditional art funk, and yeah, and not only that, just because digitally allows me to have like a larger surface, I guess, or like an infinite canvas. Basically, I can just doodle but then also make points on the side and nothing will be exactly like disrupted. So yeah, let's just get started. I don't know who I'm going to be drawing quite yet, so this is going to be a bit random, I guess. The brush I'm going to be using is Jing Sketch's Sketch Round. I did change a few things from it, but it's basically just a sketch round brush from Jing Sketch's brush pack. So yeah, okay, let's get started. So I'm going to talk about shapes first. So how I draw chibis, if I can get rid of this, how I draw chibis is that the head always starts with a circle. Now, this isn't like specific to every chibi. I just like starting with a circle. I know a lot of people start with circles just to give like a head shape, but there's a lot of different kinds of chibis out there. I'm gonna do a straight on chibi today. Like I said, I'm not sure who I'm gonna be drawing quite yet. But as for the body, I usually call them bean bodies, but as you can see, it's straight away from the bean. It's kind of just like a circle with a cone that is like thin at the top and like widens out. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about head shapes for a little bit. So if we have a bunch of circles, I'm just gonna put a line through. Okay, let's do 4. So let's say this is your eyeballs. You can do different kind of head shapes. So let's pretend like the circle head shape is 1. Kind of following the line of the circle. So circle, okay? 1, 2 would be, you could, like some people add like cheeks to theirs. That little cheek like bump. But maybe it's still round down here, so there's cheeks. Some people do very like square-ish head shapes, which is also very cute. And the way how I approach it is that I go between like curves and on like a point. It's kind of like how you do like basic heads for like anime, I guess. So it's kind of round down here, but it's pointy down here. This one's just kind of like a little square. There's a bunch of different head shapes you could do. Some people do like oval-ish head shapes, so maybe they have a longer face, but maybe a tiny body. So you can definitely play around. So what I like to do for chibis is that if this is your head, figure out your body proportions. So mine tend to be 2.5 heads tall. Just eyeballing it, it's not always this case. Let's see. This tends to be my chibi sizes, but people have done like 2-head tall chibis, so like a tiny body with little dainty legs, dainty arms. Some people do taller chibis, wider chibis, also feet. So if you do like legs and stuff, some people do like actual feet, like this, and then some people do really like thin legs, like stick legs. Some people do like really tiny legs though. You can mix them up, so like pretend you do like long legs, but maybe you want like giant feet. So there's like a lot of like shapes you can play around with and see what kind of things you like. So I'm gonna quickly do this chibi really quick because I feel like the things I talked about are kind of like generic. Eye shapes, I think it's definitely something you can play around with. I kind of change depending on what I'm sketching. Sometimes I do my derp eyes, which tends to be these ones. Or I do like one highlight in the eye and the eye is like completely dark. I gotta stop doing this. Obviously eyes can change depending on who you're drawing, so if they have sharper eyes, obviously it won't be like this large. Maybe you want to put like bottom lines on your chibis, or maybe they're just dot eyes with lashes. You kind of have to play around with your chibis to figure out what you like. So, I'm gonna see if you guys can guess who I'm drawing. Because I haven't drawn him in like a while. Necks are another thing like you can play around with. Some people do like really chunky, thick, short necks. Some people do longer necks. Some people do like itty bitty necks. I feel like this one would fit this style. Some people do like stuff like this, which I think is really cute. But I think proportioning of your chibis is like important. He's kind of tilted, oops. Everything's kind of tilted. I'll just try to use that. But after I do like the bean body, I tend to put like where his waist would be, not his waist, his hips would be. So I would do this line and his shoulders. So I would then do the torso, like so. And then you can put out the legs. So I want his legs to be like this. So usually I plan out legs by doing circles and then putting where the kneecap would be. Okay, so hopefully this is about, like that's about 2.5 heads tall. I'm gonna do a quick copy. Paste. About 2.5 heads tall, see? But this is just like eyeballing. I don't plan out heads, like head shape, not head shape. I don't plan out the height of the chibi via the heads. I kind of just do it based on whether or not I think it looks appealing. I'm gonna put in some hands and then figure this out. So for my chibis, I still have like the same human anatomy. Not all chibis do, which makes like chibis a little bit more like customizable, I guess. Some people like doing, like I said, like these really skinny legs. Some people do like really short legs, so you can do short legs like this too. I should probably do an example. Let's give them a square head. Oh, let's give them itty bitty ears. I'm gonna try to do like a very different style chibi. Let's give them a tiny neck. And we can play around with body. So maybe the body is like really small. Like this. But then they have like thick legs. But maybe they have like tiny arms. Easily turn this into Wanu. You can definitely change how you want to do your chibis though. Just find out like what's most attractive. I actually don't like the square head that much, so I'm gonna erase. Make him a little rounder. And see what you like. Maybe like simplistic chibis, maybe like more detailed chibis. I like doing more detailed chibis. I don't know how to draw his hair. So I think the most important thing about learning how to do chibis is like learning shapes. So circle, you can do another circle for the body, another circle for the legs, and then you can break it up. Maybe you want to do rectangles, maybe that will help. Do your chibis. I don't know, but like proportioning, like I could make this into a tiny human being with probably a normal sized head. Obviously some proportionings are going to be off, but I like still following like certain proportions. Like I like having elbows, joints, knees, the heel, and those stuff, like the waist, the hips. Like something like this, you probably wouldn't see like any of their joints as much unless they're bending their arms and stuff, which you need to indicate. But a lot of people do like these really skinny, thin legs, or like really like noodle arms, which I think works for like a lot of people's styles. Not for me. I definitely prefer this. But I would suggest looking up a bunch of different artists that you like and picking out things that you like from their style and try to merge them into something that you would like. Because I know some people messaged me saying that they like my chibis, but they have a problem that their chibis look too much like mine, and I feel like that's because they're only looking mostly at my chibis and not like anyone else's chibis, which causes an issue that if I'm your only frame of reference for how to draw chibis, then your chibis are going to look like mine, because you're not looking at like the fundamentals, you're not looking at other people's ways on how they draw chibis, or how they draw like eyes or hair or all of that. I shouldn't probably make this crooked. But because I like drawing like detailed chibis, like detailed chibis and stuff, it makes it easier to draw like certain outfits, even though sometimes like certain outfits get really crowded. Oh my god, I actually don't know how to draw his hair. I haven't drawn Shoyo in a while. I don't know if it's obvious or not. The reason why I can't do tutorials is because I can't explain crap. Probably doesn't really look like hinata. Okay, I'm going to delete y'all. Let's see. Good. Okay. So this is hinata number 1. Let's try drawing like a shorter version. them around the same ground. And let's see if we can do like a two head tall chibi. I've done this before where I've tried drawing chibis that are... Gonna lower him. Okay. I'm gonna try to make a different chibi style on the top of my head. Because like I said, I don't really look at different chibi styles anymore. I'll put up a tutorial that I followed back when I was in like junior high. And you guys can take a look at that. I don't know how helpful it is anymore. It's probably still helpful. I think it breaks down the body in the bean shape that I used to use. Like when making the body and stuff, but yeah. You guys can take a look at that. I'll leave it in the description if I can find it. I think it's still on DeviantArt. I guess for these ones, wait. Okay, I think for these kinds of chibis, they usually do like bigger eyeballs though, because the head's so big. So let's do... big eyes. Like I mentioned, do your own research on how you want to do certain things, because oh my god, this doesn't look like hinata. Wait, I can't think how I want to do this, but yeah, do your own research on how people draw chibis. Like if you find a bunch of different chibi styles, you can just like, if you have a digital program, you can do this like traditionally too. You can print it out and take a piece of copy paper and just draw out the shapes that the artist used to make their chibis. Because I feel like if you follow only the way I draw chibis, you're gonna get stuck really quickly, especially if you don't know how to do like your own chibi anatomy or like fully understand how I do the chibi anatomy. Because if I didn't do a certain pose, you might be stuck on how to do the pose because I didn't do it. Should we get like longer legs? Oh, I have like old habits still. The same habits, I guess. I like to follow. Some people do like this triangle body, so let's see. How can I do this? First of all, his head's not on technically correctly. Oh, I should move his head, not his body. His mouth. I want to get itty bitty ears. Like there's literally like a bazillion different chibi styles. Doesn't look like hinata. I keep drawing like Oikawa's hair. This is okay. This is okay. This is fine. You can play around how much detail you want. Some people definitely do a lot more detail for like even for these tiny chibis. Where did I leave off? I had to like go take a break because the mail courier came and picked up the Hansuke packages. I'll color this in. Really quick knee pads. I keep making their legs too thick compared to other styles that I've seen. I'm gonna make his ankles shorter, smaller. thinner. Sucks. His arms are a little too long, so it's like something you're gonna have to play with. Which is why I don't like doing these entirely like short bodies. Even though you can just make them proportionate to the length of the body. But like, the reason why I don't do these tiny chibis, even though they're very cute. They're very cute. Who's an artist who draws something like this? Is it Toaster Kiwi? You should check out Toaster Kiwi. I think she draws like something like this. Like small, squat, but like very adorable, tiny chibs. Who else is there? There's like a bunch of artists you guys can look up that draw like super adorable chibis. I shouldn't have done so much detail in his clothes. I should have just did this first and then erase what I needed. A white stripe in his collar, but I'm not gonna indicate that. If you guys look up like the Nendoroids? Wait, why am I doing this? Come here, Toonie. These guys. I guess he's not a good example. Are their legs always just squat? I think Toonie is because he's wearing a tunic, but I'm not sure if all the different kind of Nendoroids are this tiny, but this has good chibi proportions though. I actually like this. I think the chibi proportions are very attractive. I think this one's just okay, goodbye. But yeah, they're really cute. And they have like little tiny hands, and their legs and arms are very like consistent. Like there's not a lot of like circles or musculature or anything. They're very like straight, I guess. But I think I am going to do a color chibi on the side. Maybe we'll do Masaki, just because it's familiar. That or I should do Hinata. I don't know. Maybe Hinata. Should we paint this one? Maybe we'll paint this one. I'll just copy this and put it here, and we can paint it. But yeah, that's just the basics, I guess. Tips and stuff. Big heads, but head shapes can vary. I do recommend like using like a gumdrop shape almost, or circles, ovals, squares, rectangles, whatever shapes you're comfortable with, and try to make up your own kind of chibi style and see what you like. And then also look up at other artists and see what they do for their chibis. I need to go get Toonie's arm from off the ground. Sorry, my dude. So I'm gonna take this guy, go copy, go edit, paste, take this guy. I'm gonna make him larger. But yeah, do your research, because like, I keep wanting to change this. You can definitely do this. I'm gonna have massive regret. This is kind of cute. Kinda. Okay, I'll stop. Okay, so we're gonna color this one. So we're gonna go multiply. So I don't know how much of like tips would actually be like viable for you guys, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about. Wrong dudes. Okay. I'll quickly color this guy. Now, I don't do chibis like this often. I think I already mentioned this before. I do chibis on Paint Tool SAI primarily. So we'll see how far we get with this. If not, I will just cut this out. Because I only have like a chunk of time that I can record today. This is why I opt for ASMR videos, because I can do it when everyone's sleeping. So if an ASMR video comes up before this, that's not the Sungguan one, That's why. If I have more time, I'm going to do a... Whoops, not that one. I'll do another sketch with me, or draw with me? Paint with me. Paint with me is more an appropriate title of this one, because I think it'll look very cute, and we can talk about Masaki a little bit more. And I think the next ASMR video, let's finish up Kenma. Maybe? Hi, hello. Okay. We can finish up Kenma, because I kind of want to diddle with this. The colors are very off. That's better with the color. So yeah, maybe we'll do Kenma for the next ASMR video. So if this comes out before shoujo, that's why. But yeah, let's try to finish this. Hopefully the tips in the beginning kind of clarify a little bit of things, and like the links in below. I will leave a tutorial that I followed when I was younger to do chibis, which I don't really remember what the content of it has, except for that I think they had very like skinny limbs and like bean bodies. Editing me will find it and put other things. I'll put like little captions too if I remember any like little tidbits. So if you're watching this video and you want to learn more about chibis, hopefully I put text bubbles regarding things that I've mentioned. Maybe. Please. To myself. Hinata has like brown eyes, right? I'm listening to a song and I was like, Hinata has brown eyes, right? And the song goes like, uh-huh. Oh god. I actually don't remember. Did I do my derp style for the Animal Crossing chibi? I don't know why I'm asking questions. I can do this. I did do my derp eyes. Okay. So Hinata's thing is like... this. So sorry if anyone's a fan of Hinata. I also like Hinata, but I'm butchering him so badly. I feel bad. I want to do more Haikyuu drawings though. I really do love Haikyuu. I'm just not caught up on the manga, even though I know like a bazillion spoilers. It's like red for that stripe. Which way does the stripes go? It's like... it's like this. Okay. Okay, let's add some shading. So I'm gonna add... not a whole lot, just because his hair is very spiky. So it's not like constant shadows in certain areas. Like how I like to do like people who have more like round hair. Like if I did Kageyama. I should have drawn Kageyama. It's like a blueberry head. Add a little bit of yellow. Okay, let's just merge these. Can you tell how like not gung-ho I am about doing chibis on Procreate in this painterly style? I like drawing like... okay, I think that's the best we're gonna do. So let's just clean this up to the best of our abilities. Then switch to Sharp Render, which is from Jing Sketches' brush pack. It's painting brush pack, I believe. One thing I like about doing chibis is that you can make them really like round and soft, but like also like sparkly and like glossy. I think that sums up what I strive my art to be. Okay, we're giving up. Okay, we're just gonna wing this and then move on. If I did line art in Procreate, because I just don't like the streamline tool that much. I definitely prefer like the stabilizer and paint tool side. Hence why I don't do like my normal chibis on Procreate, because other than that, if I find the appropriate like airbrush tool, I think I can technically do my chibis in Procreate. For anyone who's unfamiliar with my chibis, I probably already sprinkled them throughout the video, but I'll add a few in as well. I'm not feeling this. Oh, this is gonna be a hecking long video to edit. I'm setting myself up for failure. I haven't drawn like hinata that often. I think I've drawn Kenma, Sugawara, Oikawa, and who else did I mention? Did I say Tobio? Kenma? I don't remember who I said. I just named a bunch of people, but Hinata was not one of them. I drew Akashi a lot too. Because my friend likes him. Some boy don't stop. His hair's cute though. I just can't draw it cutely. Should we do his hair last? Quickly finish off his clothes, because I feel like I'm just going back and forth on the hair. Because I keep forgetting to shade something, and then I have to go back and do the line art again. I just really want to simplify these. I think it's because I don't usually work on this large of a scale. This is like an A4 sized canvas. But I guess he's only taking up like half, not even half. I guess most of the tips were at the beginning, so hopefully that clarified a little bit of stuff. I don't like talking about this kind of stuff just because like people do view it more like a tutorial, and that's not what I want. And I'm poor at explaining, so like it makes me want to do it even less. So if anyone actually does ask like, can you make a tutorial, and you see it in the comments, please just direct them to this video. I think like the first few seconds really explain my opinions about making tutorials. I legit do not know how his hair is structured. I'm not gonna bother fixing the hands. I'm just gonna quickly throw in his legs and then quickly do his hair and then call it a day. Bam, 2 legs. Okay, shoes. Do this really fast. Need a dark enough color. I'm gonna make this more rounded, like the other shoe. Because I don't think their shoes are like rectangles, per se. I'm giving up. Losing my sanity. Technically the shadow will be on the other side. It'll be here. And then in here, but I don't want to do that. My brain just feels tired. I want to do pixel art and do mindlessness. Since I pixel art, I have the base done. I can just replace and swap clothes and hair. Doing headshots is much easier. I wouldn't have to worry so much about doing the clothing. I would have spent like a gazillion years on just doing the hair. Hey. I think that is all. I'm not gonna clean up the hair anymore. Look how messy it is. From far away it looks okay. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this and watching me fiddle around and talk about the different head shapes and stuff. Like this. For chibis. And talking about different shapes and stuff. Hopefully these tips help a little bit in terms of finding your own style and learning how to break down chibis. Actually, yeah, let's do one last thing. So let's say, or it looks like an oval, but there's a circle here. I usually use, like, you can definitely use like a rectangle for the body, and then like there's definitely different shapes you can use to make your chibis though. Alternative, like I also do like the bean. I don't even know if this is a bean. What is this? Like an almond, a sunflower seed shaped body. This is what I usually use, and then you could just break it down to this. Like this. So there's different ways to break down your chibis, and I think it's a good way to figure out how some people do their chibis. Do a triangle for this, or like a trapezoid. Whoa. Tiny. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, or at least enjoyed watching me struggle to paint hinata. But yeah, hopefully this helped a little bit for chibi stuff, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!